you want to find a good book to read, then snap your fingers and follow me. At Black Girls Inc. will help you find that book, the perfect book for you to read. From black authors that look like you and me, here on Black Girls Inc. with Sister Goose and Sugar Mommy. Here on Black Girls Inc. Hey everybody, it's your girl, Sister Goose. Welcome to Black Girls Inc. And as always, y'all know what I am. I am so excited. Sugar Mama's on the sideline because she don't feel that well today. But I'm super duper excited because we are about to talk to some wonderful women that co-author a book together. So please help me snap in the co-authors, Ebony and Jennifer. Hey. Thank you two so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So can I have both of y'all, for those who don't know you, because I only said your first name, can you let everyone know your name? So Jennifer.
Oh, okay. Jennifer Johnson.
And Ebony.
And I'm Ebony MacArthur.
Yes, okay. So first I want to ask you, and it's up to you guys who you want to say it. Can you tell us the title of the book and what it is about?
I'll let Ebony go ahead.
Okay. Well, the title of our book is called The Fragrance of a Resilient Woman. And basically what the book is just several different women from all walks of life that decided to come together and tell their stories of resilience. Each chapter is entitled based off of one word that represents each of us in our stories. So yeah, basically it just sums up, no matter what walk of life someone else may be dealing with or what their situation is, they can possibly get something from our book because it's just different stories from women who have survived, have strength, and just their stories of resilience that they wanted to share with the world.
I love that. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, can I give y'all some snaps for the title? Because I thought that title was just beautiful. Snaps from the title. I was like, whoever did that title, go ahead with your bad self and sister, okay?
Yeah, so that was Kendra Sykes who did that. She was the visionary for this project.
Well, thank you, sister, for the title. I love it. So, Jennifer, since you made Ebony ask the question, I'm going to go to you. So, okay. Jennifer, what made you, and I'll ask Ebony after this, y'all can answer the same question. What made you want to be a part of this book?
I mean, it was just like a fluke thing. Like, first of all, I'm a private person, so I really didn't think I would, share my story with the world. But there was something eating at me that said, like, your story needs to be told. Like, you went through these things for a reason, and that's to help other women who may have went through the same thing or going through the same thing, just to give them some source of hope or inspiration that they'll make it through whatever they're going through. So that was basically the purpose of me jumping on board and being a part of this project.
Okay. Same question for you, Ebony. What made you want to be a part of this book?
Very similar reasoning. So I've always been really, really private. Someone that, if you know me personally, you may even know just a tiny bit about what I may share, which is probably, little to nothing. And I've always wanted to write a book, and I've always been told, even from the little bit that people may know about me, that I should write a book. And I've heard that, I feel like, for over 15 years. So several years ago, I started thinking of titles, and I actually made little sticky notes on my home office computer with titles of, my book that I may do in the future. So when our publisher and the visionary of this book came to me, I saw a post that said, do you have a story of resilience? Would you like to share it? And I saw it once or twice, and then I responded like, I would love to tell my story. And I had to have several family meetings, like with my husband and my kids, just to kind of discuss what I was going to say, what I wasn't going to say, exactly what part of my life I wanted to share. But it's just something I've always wanted to do. And I don't think anybody was surprised, and everybody was very eager to, actually hear my life from my words. So I'm actually very happy that I participated. And it's so much more that I could go into. I feel like I can write 3 other books. Because we only had a chapter, so you can't fit but so much in a chapter. But
right.
Look, I gotta give snaps to y'all. I really do, because what I love about this is that you guys were willing to open and share your personal story. That's something a lot of people cannot do, as we know. And for y'all to be open to share your story to help somebody else, I just want to say thank you as a young woman. Thank you for sharing your story. I cannot wait to read y'all's book. I don't just want to read y'all book. Like, I'm hoping probably later on in the summer, maybe we can have a whole woman panel about y'all's book. That's my future plan, because I think this is such a powerful thing that y'all are doing. And not only that, kudos to y'all for showing that Black female authors can work together and do a book together, and y'all can make something happen. Let's give them snaps for that alone. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I had to give kudos to that. So
Thank
my
you.
question to you, and I'll start with Ebony, because you all did share a personal story of your own, what made you choose that particular story and say, it's time for me to share this story?
Well, basically, my story, I'm assuming just like everyone else, I didn't choose it. It's really my life. So I just literally wrote about things in my life that I was going through. I do feel like to be able to do this, I know you mentioned this a few moments ago, to be able to really step out and write about your story, publish this book, publish your information, personal things about your life that people may have an opinion on. Some people, may relate, may not relate. I really do feel like that you have to kind of be past that point in your life. So because I'm really free of the entire situation, and it's something that's really in my past, it's something that I'm not dealing with right now. I was getting so many messages that people were calling me crying and saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you." And I was just kind of like, you don't have to feel sorry for me. It's fine. But it really was just my story. So I really chose just a point in my life that I felt like someone else may need to hear. But again, I feel like me personally, I have several points in my life that may be able to help someone else. But I just thought, I just selected what I thought may be the most powerful.
Snaps to that. Jennifer, your turn. What made you pick the specific story that you chose about you to share?
Well, kind of like Ebony said, like it's my life. It's excuse me, things that I've experienced, and there had to be healing before I could even share my story with anybody. And my title of my chapter is the scent of forgiveness. So forgiveness was a real big part, of my story and the things that I've been through in my life.
Yes, I love this, y'all. I just love that. I'm so excited to read this book. Y'all know more and more as y'all talk about it, I'm excited to read this book, because I love hearing women's testimony specifically. Why? Because I'm a woman. Okay. Right. So I can understand, and I've been through stuff, which I'm sure some of the stuff in the book somebody else been through and they shared it, and I'm sure it's going to help me heal also. So that's why I'm super excited about this book. And it was 9 of y'all who did it?
Yeah.
That's a big zeros, like 9,
Yeah.
not no 3, not no 4. It was 9. Like, come on, come through, Pen Sisters,
Yeah.
okay? So my next question that I want to ask you, Ebony, we'll start with you, was how was it to write a book with other women? How was it for you?
Honestly, it was kind of not something that I really thought about because I was so focused on my chapter and getting my story across. Other than the marketing meetings and things like that we would have, I think everybody was kind of like, we'll just go with the majority when we had to vote for certain things and certain topics came up. I mean, everybody was really flexible on just like whatever everybody wants to do, I'll go with the flow. So we really went very smoothly throughout the process. And like I said, a lot of us being first time authors, I believe that we were really with navigating through, you know, just our job, work life, family, everything, and then coming home at night to have to work on our chapters. I think that everybody was kind of just really focused on, you know, perfecting our story and make sure that what we wanted to get across to the world was, you know, as close to perfection as we possibly could. And then obviously it came together to, you know, vote on certain things as far as just marketing and basic things like that. But everybody was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. So Jennifer, let me guess, you co-signing that, or you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I'm co-signing, and you know, like the cover. I don't know if you
Yes,
can
that
see.
cover is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. When I saw that, I was like, that's just an amazing cover. But we all, like Ebony said, we all came together when it came time to, you know, make some decisions. Kendra, she was the visionary of this project. She made herself available if we had questions or, you know, excuse me, wanted to run certain things by her that we wasn't sure of. She was very encouraging. All the ladies were really encouraging. We had a little Facebook group going where we kept each other updated. So, I mean, it was an awesome experience.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. I'm enjoying hearing this because me as an author, I never thought really about co-authoring with people. And hearing y'all, it sounded like it was just such a wonderful experience. So with
It
that
was,
being,
yeah.
yeah, I was about to say, so Jennifer, with that being said, I'm gonna ask you, did you enjoy the journey? Was it a wonderful
Oh, yes.
journey?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
You, you too,
Yeah.
Ebony, did you enjoy the journey?
Absolutely. I honestly, I don't know if I would have signed on if it wasn't a collaboration because just to know that we can market, you know, like I said, who knows if my story, you know, may touch everyone and my story might not be what every woman is going through, but with this book of resilience, I can almost guarantee that, you know, throughout the 9 authors that somebody, we can reach more women than if one of us just wrote our story. So I
Right.
love the fact that it was a collaboration. And like I said, especially working with all of my co-authors, everybody was so great to work with. So the journey was just very freeing, even to, you know, relive some of it, even though you have healed and gone past it, you still have to constantly reread it. You have to still constantly write it, talk about it. And then obviously with promotions, they want us to talk about it again, but it really was like a journey that continues the healing process to me. Like just
Yeah.
I can talk about it so freely because I'm not in the space. So it definitely isn't a journey and it continues to be a journey. And it was awesome for me because even my younger kids may not have been there for a lot of my stories. So them being able to experience it, like it was just so many different things that they were learning about me and so forth. So it just
Oh wow.
project as well.
That's wonderful. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that it was a wonderful journey for y'all. And I have a good feeling. I know that this book is going to help a lot of women and men too, but especially women. I know it's really going to help them with y'all sharing your testimony. So, with that being said, I want to ask you, Jennifer, and then I'll ask Ebony, what are you hoping that your readers get after reading you guys' books?
Um, Inspiration. Like I said, my chapter is called The Scent of Forgiveness. I just want them to know that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for yourself. Um, and forgiveness is freeing, you know. A lot of times, like we think we have to, forgive the other person, where there's things that we need to forgive ourselves for so we can move on to the next level in our lives. And that was me. There were some things that happened in my life that I just kept going and going and going and didn't realize how much I was keeping inside, and that I really needed to let it go and forgive myself for that stuff.
Yes. What about you, Ebony? What are you hoping that the readers get after reading your chapter in the book?
Well, my chapter is called The Scent of Perseverance. So I'm just hoping that, obviously my story not only encourages someone, but touches someone, let other women, other young women especially, know that if they're in a similar situation, that they don't have to be a statistic, they don't have to be just another number, that they can overcome anything, especially if, with hard work, they put their mind to it, with a support system or without a support system, that you're able to do anything. So I just wanted my story to get across to someone, some young woman out there that may be in a similar situation, like I said, or even know someone in a similar situation, and be able to encourage someone else.
Amen to that. Yes, sister. So I'm going to ask you this question, Ebony, because I know we asked Jennifer this question like twice. So I'm going to ask you this one. How long have you been writing, Ebony?
This is my first time putting out anything of this nature. Now, I do have, I feel like 100 degrees, so I can write. I'm a full-time doctorate student as well. So writing is something, I'm not an English major, but, I write papers. Sometimes I can come in at night and I can squeeze out a 20-page in no time when I'm in, crunch time for a deadline. So writing itself was not an issue for me, but I have never actually published a book or done anything of this nature. And I think that is what kind of even impressed myself, because it came out well. So I was very pleased with my storytelling, and just had tapped into a piece of myself that I don't even think I knew existed. So my first time, experiencing anything, during this journey. This is the first time for me.
Wow. Look, clap again for Ebony, y'all. Yay. We always celebrate when somebody says their first book. Yay. So proud of you, Ebony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So, and Jennifer, I'm going to ask you again, how many books do you have?
Well, this is my second. Of course, it was co-authored, but I actually published my first book in July of last year. So, still a new author. And writing has become a passion of mine. So that's something that I plan on continuing to do.
Mm-hmm. And tell them the title of the book again. Say the title.
The first book is All Things Come to an End.
Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. So, and then my other question that I want to ask too, and I'm going to ask Ebony this question because I just found this out and I want our fans to know about it. Ebony has a podcast, y'all. Okay. So, Ebony, can you tell us about your podcast, so we can support you from Black Girls Inc.?
Yeah, so my podcast is titled The Working Mom. It's working is spelled WERKING, because I'm always working.
Hey.
But my podcast is basically, it just touches on, obviously, young business owners, working moms, entrepreneurs, financial literacy, real estate, building wealth through real estate. So I'm just always talking to kid business owners, millennial business owners, and again, big focus on just working moms.
Girl, I'm be all up on our podcast. Working moms. I'm a mom and I'm working. I'm there. Okay, you done got me with moms already.
Yep, it's
so I love that, Ebony.
Yep, it's definitely not easy. So I always enjoy people telling their stories, especially stories for working moms that are also entrepreneurs and multiple streams and have tons of things going on and can still, manage a full household and their kids and, 100% mom duty. So I'm always
Girl,
impressed by it. So I just decided, I wanted to talk to other moms.
man, snaps to Ebony for acknowledging the working mom.
Yes.
I'm gonna do 2 hands on that one, okay? Because I'm one of them. I love that. Make sure y'all support Ebony for her Working Moms podcast and check that out. Okay, y'all. So my other question I wanted to ask you two guys, because on here, well, Jennifer know on here, Sister Goose like to get some tea. So after doing this book, what is next for you? Like, I'm gonna start with Ebony because I know what's gonna be next for Jennifer. I'm gonna still let her say it, but Ebony, you done wrote this book. Do you got an itch to write another one on your own now?
I absolutely have an itch to write another one. I've already reached back out to our publisher and visionary of this book and let her know that I am definitely in the works on book number 2. I will say that book number 2 will probably not be about my life per se, but more about business and obviously showing more of the other side of my story of resilience.
Okay. All right.
Dive to super personal things, but I'm all things building wealth through real estate and finance and investments, and I would love to just share all kind of tips and everything with people. I have so much knowledge of that side of the industry, so I would love to kind of put some things out there into a second book. But I definitely have the itch. I definitely think I can do this. Maybe at some point I may even do another collab and kind of piggyback off some things. But book 2 is definitely coming.
Okay. Look, y'all heard it here. Book 2 is coming. That was some good tea. Sister Goose love tea. I enjoyed that. So Jennifer, give me some tea because I'm still thirsty. What's next for you?
But I'm working on something. I'm hoping to be done sometime next month so I can get it out this summer. It's going to be called Side Effects of Secrets. And with this book, The Fragrance of a Resilient Woman, even though it was one chapter, I still have some things that I want to kind of dive deeper into. But that'll probably be like maybe next year or the year after that.
Okay. Well, y'all done gave me some tea. Sister, let me just draw off right here because that tea was sweet and it tasted good. Okay. Y'all got that tea? Okay, we full now. So I gotta ask y'all because after doing this book, do you think that maybe, and I'm getting from a little bit from Ebony, I'm trying to get a little bit more tea on this. Do you think that maybe y'all might do another book together?
Absolutely.
You never know. Yeah.
I would be 100% open to that. Like Jennifer said, I feel like even from my chapter, again, we all just had a chapter. We didn't have any limits on how long our chapter could be. So we could, because we kind of wanted to, but I still feel like when you have these stories inside of you of resilience, like I can take, each sentence of my chapter and deep dive even further. So I
right.
Many the way I wrote my chapter is so many different aspects that I can go off of to deep dive and tell a little more. So it's just has a multi-layer to it that I could do it over and over again. So again, I want my second book to kind of be focused on some things happening now, but I would love to come back and if I was asked to do it again, like I said, I would be 100% open to it.
Okay, Jennifer, we know you co-signing that, right? You say
yes. Yeah.
Okay, well, y'all heard it here. So if they got a second book, y'all heard it here. They didn't. They're doing that. Look, I'm gonna write this down. They're gonna do a second book. Okay. So now that the book is out, I really wanted to ask you guys because there's nothing like, as I always say on here, especially for Ebony, there's nothing like getting your first baby that you created in your hand with your name on it, with the ink, with your words. So how did it feel that you had your testimony in a book and that it was finally going to be out for the world to read it. How did it feel for you, Ebony?
I mean, obviously, it felt amazing for number one, just the accomplishment. So I feel like when we submitted our last edits and we were kind of done with round 8 of edits, that it was just a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Number one, that we were complete. But it's a ton of emotions that go through, because now you're realizing, like, wait a minute, I just put a lot of information about myself out there in the public. So you're thinking, like, maybe, your social media followers and things like that will log on, but it doesn't hit you that maybe my neighbors might find it, like maybe other family members might find it, just a little bit of everything. And then you start going through like your friends list on social media, like, wait a minute, let me see who I follow that I forgot that I followed. But yeah, it's just a lot of emotions that go through you at one time. But again, it's just all just feeling accomplished for me. And my husband and my kids are a huge support system. So, I mean, even if I tried to back out, they're always like cheering me and getting me to do all types of stuff that I might even not want to do. And my kids they're so resilient and they're so fearless and careless that, even sometimes if I want to back down, then they're stepping up to be, like, Mom, you better tell those people, like, they don't care at all. So
yes,
have them, because, every time I tried to back out, they just were saying, just go for it.
That is wonderful. Snap to the hubby and the kids for the support.
Yes.
Nothing like family that supports you, for real. Mm-hmm. Jennifer, how did it feel that your testimony was out there for the world to read it?
It felt good, like Ebony, like a sense of accomplishment. And, my chapter revealed a lot, not only about some of the things that I went through, but some of the things I went through, with my husband. We experienced some infidelity in our marriage, so that was exposed. And even before I wrote the book, I went to him and I said, look, this is something I wanted to do. And he was supportive and encouraging about it. So, that made me feel even better. And there's some things that my kids didn't know that I had to sit down and, have that conversation with them that they didn't know about my past. So it's a freeing thing as well, because, that you healed from it, you've moved on. But also you have something that you can share with someone else that's going through something similar, or just need some kind of inspiration to say, okay, well, if she made it through that, then there's hope for me.
That is wonderful. I love that. I'm so proud of y'all because it takes a lot. There's so many people who are so nervous to share their story, and for you guys to share it and have your family support you when you do it, because you could have backed out. Some of us are, I'm going to share it. Never mind.
Right.
So y'all, to me, y'all are super women. Y'all are heroes because you was brave enough to share your story and put it out to the world so you can help other people. And for that, we're going to give you some snaps.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So, and this, let me see. This is my last question.
Okay.
As writers, what do you want your readers to know about you? So we'll start with Ebony. What do you want your readers to know about you as a person? Not just from your testimony, but where you are now. What do you want them to know about you?
The number one thing I want my readers to know about me is the reason why I titled my chapter Perseverance, is that I am a woman that has persevered through a lot of things, a lot of situations. I've been counted out tons of times. I've been put in situations where I was supposed to be a statistic. I was supposed to just be another number. And I decided that that was not going to be my story. I was going to rewrite my story, and I was going to make my life exactly what I wanted my life to be. I was going to make my story and my ending what
Yeah.
proud and what made me happy. And I was very strategic about it. So I will say that, it's not going to be easy. Sometimes you may have to lose friends, lose family. You may have to go in a different direction. So that's what makes the story so powerful, because it's not easy just to, it's easy. Definitely the way I say it, like they say, easily said than done. But, to actually do it is really hard work. It's really hard work just to set yourself aside and, create your own path. So I would definitely just want everyone to know that, no matter what you're going through, you can write your own story. You can narrate the ending to your life. So I encourage you to do that.
Snap to that. That was a good answer. Thank you, Ebony. Jennifer, what do you want the readers to know about you as a person?
Well, I'm an aspiring person, very motivating, and that was a part of me being part of this project. But things weren't always easy. I've learned a lot on my journey to never give up. Sometimes you can't think about what other people feel about you or what they think. You have to do what's best for you. You have to let go of that fear factor, because that'll hold you back from doing a lot of things that you're supposed to do and walking in your purpose. Um, yeah, I mean, that's about it.
Yes. Yes. So wait, if you wanted to say this is one of our men who is in the audience. He's a faithful watcher. And if I may add, us black men had to step up and also protect our black women. Let our black women know that they can cry on our shoulders, okay? But our black women know we are there for y'all. We love y'all. Or you are our right rib, and I think I speak for every black man, alpha man in the world when I say we love y'all.
Aw.
Yes, that's one of our faithful viewers. That is Morel. Well, he's one of my Monopoly friends too, so he always be watching. Look, that's one of my Xbox buddies. Yes, but he always watched, so he really wanted me to read that message to thank y'all for sharing your story and stuff. Like
Thank
y'all know
you.
that the men support y'all too. So thank
Thank you.
you. It's okay, look, and then he gonna type, sorry, I'm using speak text. I know what you were saying, man. It's all right. I fixed it up for you. I got you. All right. So it is our favorite time of the show, and my mom's on the side, so I know she's gonna say it with me. Say it, Mom. Tea time. Tea time. For those who don't know what tea time is, let me just break it down for you still, okay? Tea time is when we take the book that we are interviewing the author on, and we use the title, a phrase, or the theme of the book, or even the character or a moment for the book, and bring it to life and make a topic off of it and talk about it freely. So today we are going to make a tea time question for these two ladies based off the theme of their book. So y'all ready for tea time?
Yep.
Right. Get them cups ready, y'all. And viewers, please feel free to leave a comment below if you want to get in on the tea time. And I'll try to show some of y'all if we got enough time. Okay. So if you want to get on this tea, go ahead and get them fingers ready to type. Here we go. The tea time question for tonight is, why do you feel it is so important as women to share your story? Why do you think it is so important, not just for women, but anyone, to share your story? So, Jennifer, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. You know, a lot of women sometimes go through things and they may feel shame or that they're going to be, attacked by some of the things that they've been through or some of the things that they did. Um, but I think it's important, especially for us women as Black women, to share those experiences, just to let other women know that you know you're not the only one who's been through this.
Mm-hmm.
That it's okay. You know, don't let your past mistakes or your past experience define who you are. You can change, the direction of your life. Um, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, just it's important to tell your story, and it's now that I wrote about it, that I've healed about it, it's even more healing when I talk about it because it lets me know that I've been through that and I'm past it and I'm on another journey. Like there's more growth I feel that has happened in my life the more I share the story, you know, and in hopes that I'm inspiring someone else, you know, to let them know that it's okay, that you're going to make it through, that you're going to be all right.
Yes, I love that answer. Ebony, why do you think it's important for people to share their story?
I think it's important, number one, especially for us as Black women, because we do get the stereotype sometimes that we don't support each other, and just our community in general that we don't support each other. Um, and just being able to help someone else and share your story, I think is just an incredible thing. And that's why not only in the book, but in my life, in my journey, I like to mentor other people. I've learned so many different things about so many different things. So I'm always trying to mentor, help someone else in their business, entrepreneurship, family. I mean, I've literally made myself that go-to person. I think that because I've done that, people call me and ask me questions that I have no idea what the answer to is sometimes, but they just automatically assume, like, Ebony is that is willing to, help me or give or look into that information and so forth. So I think it's just a beautiful thing to support each other. I mean, I don't really believe in, you got to learn the hard way. No, help me out so I don't have to learn the hard way. If guide me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to waste money.
Yes.
I don't want to waste any of that. So if you can possibly, be someone that I can get inspiration from or mentorship from, then I'm one of those people that's support. So I think it's just amazing to actually hear other women's stories, hear other people's stories, especially when it's really from their heart and it's their story of resilience and overcoming a situation.
Yes.
Story even better, not necessarily always when someone is in a situation and you just hear them venting about it, but especially when they have, gotten past it.
Yes. And for those, some people, because I know some people left and came back, if you missed the question, was why do you feel it's important for people to share their story? So for me, I believe it's important for people to share their story because there's somebody out there who's struggling, and it's going to take your story to bring them out that darkness that they're in. Because there's some people that only you are meant to touch. There's some people that only your story can heal them. Only your story can save them and what they're going through. And that's why I feel it's important to tell your story, even if it's not in a book like us authors do. But I still think it's important to tell your testimony, to share your story, because until you do, that one person who's waiting to hear your story, they're going to keep struggling until they do. So definitely, people, share your story and don't be ashamed of your story, but know that that was a beautiful part of your journey and you're not that person no more. You overcame it, and God is going to use your hard time to bless somebody else. And we did have one person answer. Here you go. Our story explain our journeys. Our stories explain our trials and tribulations. Amen to that. It sure do. So everybody, please share your story because somebody needs to hear your testimony.
Yes.
And just like these ladies, tea time, we do it so we can show y'all just from that little bit of information that Sister Goose got from the book. I was able to create a wonderful topic for us to talk about freely. So imagine what y'all will get if you read the whole book, honey. You need to hear these stories because one of these ladies' stories might be the story that you need to help you heal and get through your hard time and your pain or forgiveness, whatever it is. Your testimony might come through hearing their story in the book. So with that being said, Jennifer, show them the book again and let them know where they can get it.
Available on Amazon, the ebook and the paperback.
Yes. And I also want, I'm going to let Ebony go first. I want y'all to share any of your information, your social media or whatever it is so people can follow you. So Ebony, can you share your information?
Absolutely. So you can find me on all social media platforms. I'm on Facebook as Ebony MacArthur Sells Homes. I'm on Instagram as the MacArthur Group. I also have a business platform on Facebook under the MacArthur Group. Obviously, I am also the working mom. So that's another business platform that I have for financial literacy, building wealth through real estate, and just kind of sharing investment tips and so forth. So you can also find me on Instagram under the working mom, as well as my YouTube channel. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm basically everywhere that you can find me, but please feel free to, reach out to me individually, especially if you have any investment questions, anybody that's interested in real estate investing. Again, I preach the gospel of building wealth through real estate and investments. So that's what I love to do. Anything through finance and investments. That's me.
Amen to that. Okay. Y'all heard her. Y'all better hit her up. Jennifer, give them your
Yes.
information again for those who didn't hear it before.
Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, I am author Jennifer Johnson. Instagram, I'm at I am Jennifer Johnson. And then my business, Through the Journey. I'm on Facebook as well as Through the Journey, and Instagram _ Through the Journey.
Okay. So, Jennifer, you already know what you are, but Ebony does not. So, I'm going to ask Ebony this last question. Ebony, do you know what this means now that I interview you?
What does this mean? I'm a newbie. I don't know.
It means that you are now a Black Girls Inc. member. And when you are a Black Girls Inc. member, that means that you are always welcome to come back to our show for an interview. Okay? And not just that, but we have a group. I will Jennifer can invite you to it. We have a Black Girls Inc. group that's for all our female authors. And we also do panels on here where we have women come talk about subjects as female authors, and it gives them another chance to advertise their book. So with that being said, not Jennifer, look, I looked at her name, Ebony, I'm about to invite you to your first women's panel.
Okay, I'm bored.
Yes. So in March, we will be doing a Black women struggle theme. And March 4th, you are welcome to join us to talk about the Black woman struggle.
Awesome. I would love to be there. I would love to, again, encourage anyone else, speak with anyone else. I have tons of knowledge and information, so I would love to share it. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome. And Jennifer, I'm gonna use you again. She gonna come in April because we're gonna have Jennifer with the Christian women writer. So she already know. I always use Jennifer. I don't care. All right, everybody. Well, that was our show. Please make sure you go get their book. Say it one more time, Jennifer, for the ones who ain't here in the back. Show them the book and say the title one more time.
The Fragrance of a Resilient Woman, Amazon.com.
Yes.
Go ahead and get it.
Make sure you go get that book, y'all. All right. I'm your girl, Sister Goose, and we are Black Girls Inc. Snap you later. You want to find a good book to read, then snap your fingers and follow me. At Black Girls Inc. will help you find that book, the perfect book for you to read. From Black authors that look like you and me, here on Black Girls Inc. with Sister Goose and Sugar Mommy. Here on Black Girls Inc.